Barbara Colby was a talented television, film, and Broadway actress. Her infectious personality and hard work spawned relationships with the likes of Mary Tyler Moore, Cloris Leachman, and Jack Klugman. All signs pointed to her becoming a superstar until she was tragically murdered in Los Angeles, California. That's today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details.
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death.
In entertainment.
Why, hello there. Welcome to Deadoland, everybody.
Yeah, population you.
Yes.
And us.
And us.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're here too.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle Ploof.
My name is Mark Mulkerron.
And I'm Alejandro Dowling.
And today we are getting into the unsolved murder of Barbara Colby.
I know nothing about this. I'm going in blind.
Yeah, this is one of the first episodes where 2 out of the 3 people have no idea what's about to happen.
I'm going in like Stevie Wonder, allegedly.
Yeah.
Some have said otherwise.
If you're Stevie Wonder, I'm Helen Keller.
Hey.
You're even blinder. The blind lady, the even blinder.
And I can't hear.
Yeah. What's up? That's my dad's joke. What's up?
Wait, what?
Well, we're going to do an episode this week?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it is taking us all the way to July 24th, 1975.
Okay. I'll kick it off with the music here. I'm going to start at number 3. I'm going to work my way up.
Ooh.
So number 3.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna make it work for it here. Number 3, One of These Nights by the Eagles. One of these nights. That was the worst rendition. Someone from the Eagles is turning in their grave. I don't know if they're dead or alive, but we just killed them if they were alive.
Quite a few of them are dead.
Yeah, Joe Walsh. Rest in peace. Number 2, I'm Not in Love by 10cc.
Oh, that is one of the longest pop songs.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And it's somewhat experimental.
That was my only thing to say about that song because I don't remember it at all. But when I listened to it before recording this podcast, it's like almost 7 minutes long.
Is that the one that goes do 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 do? Is it that one?
Sure.
Okay.
I think that's Shining Time Station.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it's one of those songs that sounds like 10 songs in one song?
Yes.
Yeah.
And yet not any kind of cohesive sound.
No.
either.
Yeah, it's all over. It's coke induced. That's why I said everything in the 70s is cocaine induced.
Yeah.
Right. It's 10 songs and no songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But somehow got to number 2 on the charts.
Amen.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Number 1, The Hustle by Van McCoy and the Soul City Symphony.
Do the hustle. This is my dream. If I had a time machine, there's a few things I would do. One of them is go to 1975, get some cocaine or something.
Okay, and that's it.
And then go back to today.
And
You just want 75 Coke prices in today's world.
Yeah.
no, and
You want the lack of
dance-
inflation.
Dance to the hustle when it was brand new.
Yeah.
How great would that be? Like, hey, have y'all heard this song yet? And then you go to the jukebox and crank it up.
Yeah. Hey, Clarence, you know that song, that sound we were looking for? Listen to this.
Oh, you should go back, buy a bunch of Coke, and then write the song The Hustle.
Yeah.
And then you become,
Okay.
Yeah, you're like Biff in Back to the Future Part 2.
yeah, Mr. Hustle.
Yeah, for some reason, I choose the hustle.
None of the Beatles. You skip all
Like,
that.
not I Will Always Love You.
Or Beethoven's Fifth or anything.
My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah. You don't start Microsoft or Apple or anything like that.
Nope, just invented the hustle.
That's a good use of that time travel.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the movies.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
This was the summer where the blockbuster was born. You know what I'm talking about. It's a movie that has sharp teeth.
Ooh.
Godzilla?
Might it have a fin?
Yeah. And it might also have a little Dreyfus.
Might
Oh.
it take place in Massachusetts?
It sure does.
Yes.
Of course, we're referring to the hit movie Star Wars.
Yes.
Just kidding. Jaws.
Nice.
That's your Jaws impression?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a better impersonation.
That movie is amazing. I saw it last summer in 3D. They had a re-release.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you ever get a chance to see that version in 3D, it was very absorbing.
Yeah.
And I sat there. I hadn't sat down and watched it for a while. It truly is a great movie.
Yeah.
You know what the beef I have with that movie is that the sea captain. How is that guy? How does he own a house? Quint, how does he own a house on Martha's Vineyard? Like, get out of here, that guy. That guy's a maniac.
Well, you know how much whale blubber got you in
Yeah, maybe.
1975?
Yeah.
But it's Amityville, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's like
really
a
Martha's
fake.
Vineyard.
It's like a fake
Yeah,
town.
right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So
Is it Amity or Amity?
I think it's Amity.
So did the Amityville Horror copy them?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
You know, who
Kind
owes
of.
who?
Yeah.
Kind of. Almost.
Amity Island.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. It's the beach town of Amity.
Maybe that's just like a go-to like fake town name thing. So they use Amityville in the horror movie, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's
maybe.
true, though. Before this, there was no concept of the summer blockbuster yet.
Yeah.
This was the first movie that people were buying multiple tickets, going to see it multiple times, telling all their friends, and it just stayed in theaters
Tentpole movie.
for like a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, during this time on TV, popular shows were Hawaii Five-0, Hee Haw, All in the Family, and The Waltons.
Ooh.
People were playing such huge game titles such as Pong, Space Ride, Gotcha, and Pursuit on things like the Magnavox Odyssey,
Oh
Gotcha.
my god.
which is like the ColecoVision type shitty Pong, bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah. Graphics will never get better than this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Gotcha was a very cheap game.
They made a movie out
All
of it
you
with
need is
Anthony
your
Edwards.
hand.
Yeah.
You just go, gotcha.
They did make a movie of Gotcha with Anthony Edwards, the guy from ER.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically the movie is they just go around a college campus and shoot each other with guns, with fake guns.
Interesting.
It's a very dumb, stupid. They used to play it on Comedy Central all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, trash movie.
Okay, well, I guess don't see it.
Yeah, not a recommendation. Go see Jaws. Don't
Yes.
see that.
And look for the 3D version, not to be confused with Jaws 3D, which was the third installment at
Yes.
SeaWorld.
Yeah, it's too confusing.
But you know what's not confusing?
What's that?
This episode.
Well, let's hope not.
Bum, bum, bum. Let's get into it.
Going in blind.
Okay, so Miss Barbara Colby. She was born on July 2nd, 1939 in New York City. New York City?
I used to love. What was that? The Pace
Salsa commercials.
salsa commercial. Yeah.
That's a deep cut.
This was made in New York City. What? It's like the scariest thing to happen when you're in like the outback or somewhere. You're
Yeah,
like
they're on a ranch in Texas or something.
It's always the middle of the night. They're always by a fire. They're like, well, let's see where this great salsa was made. New York City!
It all came
They have heart
back
attacks.
to me now that you said this. Those commercials were on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the 90s.
But no one ever bought Pace salsa.
No.
Like, everyone remember the commercial. No one bought the product.
yeah. So she actually did the reverse of the Pace commercial because even though she was born in New York, she actually went down south and was raised in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans, back in that bayou there.
That's good. Yeah. I thought Theo Vaughn was in
Little
here.
Bobby Boucher there.
Yeah.
starring our new friend Blake Clark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Not only will I do that for you, yeah, I'll do that for you. As we may or may not know, Barbara Colby became a professional actress, but it wasn't until her senior year in high school that she actually took an interest in theater acting. So that's like pretty late.
Senior year in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I feel like sports and acting and stuff, people usually do it like early on.
What do you want? You want her in the womb doing Shakespeare sonnets?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, high school's still pretty early.
Yeah.
Senior year, though, I feel like it's like pretty late.
If
And
you
this-
told me like, oh, she woke up when she was 45 and
Yeah.
decided,
I could
I'm
see-
gonna give it a go.
I could see both sides of it because we've detailed a lot of the history of a lot of actors here. And usually they get that bug a little earlier, but some people, but I don't know, actresses start earlier, I feel like,
Yeah.
typically. Yeah.
All right, I see what you're saying.
Actors are like, I don't want to do, acting that's gay or something.
Yeah.
but it's a thing. I don't know. But
Only if you're doing the show Queer as Folk.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I see what you mean. But I think that's actually a distinction, quite an important distinction. Those that pursued it any earlier than that could almost be labeled as a child actor.
Right.
Yeah.
And with that, you get all the baggage and you get all the fucked up.
So anything Barbara Colby sounds like a more tolerable person.
Yes. She actually became part of the local theater in her town, and she was originally a seamstress, like she was helping sew costumes together, but ended up taking on a couple roles there and then just caught the bug and was hooked. She wasn't even in like the school play or anything. It was like this local production. When she graduated high school, she ended up receiving a scholarship offer to attend Bard College in New York State, just south of Albany, where she would major in acting.
That's a good college.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like so late to be able to be like, oh, senior year, I'm going to start, and then boom,
right.
right off to college, and that's it.
I
an
think
actor.
that's all you need is that one spark or that one time that it went well.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's what I want to do now.
Her ultimate goal was to be able to get onto Broadway. She was able, even when she was at school at Bard, she was able to go do a semester abroad at Paris Sorbonne University in France.
François.
So she was getting cultured too.
That's like Emily in Paris. That's like the dream of
Yep.
girls that are actors.
Yeah.
And anybody, fashion,
Anybody, yeah.
Culinary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
She ended up graduating from Bard and then just going, a few miles south down to New York City. New York City! New York City! And she started her acting career officially there. From 1964 to 1969, she couldn't miss. She was just getting on everything. She had a huge personality and acting style that was just infectious, and everyone who met her loved her.
Okay.
She did an off-Broadway performance in a play called The 6 Characters in Search of an Author in 1964.
Sounds like an unfinished play, if you ask me.
Nice.
Nice.
And then immediately in 1965, her dream comes true, and she gets to Broadway with a debut in The Devils in 1965.
I've heard of that.
Did they find a writer for this one?
Yeah.
It's in search of a director, though.
Yeah. They're just talking on a stage.
Yeah.
It was a play by John Whiting.
Oh, a classic Whiting.
Why does that sound familiar, that name?
A Whiting joint.
The Devils is a play commissioned by Sir Peter Hall for the Royal Shakespeare Company and written by British dramatist John Whiting, based on Aldous Huxley's 1952 book, The Devils of London, or Devils of Loudun.
You don't put this on London.
Loudun.
That's so lewd in.
Hello, goodbye. The play premiered in 1961.
Oh, so it's like a newer play, but it wasn't like a classic.
Yeah, but it went straight to Broadway when it got to
Broadway.
It must have made a big splash at the time. That's probably how I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure some other people. I'm sure it was put on quite a bit.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of the decade, she appeared in plays such as Under Milkwood,
Wait, when did The Devils premiere?
61.
John Whiting was dead from testicular cancer by 63.
Holy guacamole.
Oh man. So this is like R.I.P. post death.
John Whiting.
Yeah.
Died before he got to see it go to Broadway. If he died in 63,
Yeah.
then went to Broadway in 65, boom.
Testicular cancer. Jeez, Louise.
Yeah. For the rest of the decade, appeared in plays like Under Milkwood, Murder in the Cathedral, Dear Liar, and A Doll's House, but got huge reviews for her portrayal of Portia in Julius Caesar in 1966.
Ooh.
That's definitely written way before 1961.
Yeah. She was...
He didn't live to see it hit Broadway either.
Yeah. She actually got married to Robert Levitt Jr., whose mother is Ethel Merman.
No.
Ethel Merman is like the first lady of Broadway.
You'll
Yeah.
be swell.
Yeah. Like, imagine your whole goal is to want to become, like, as a guy, it's like, oh, I want to be a baseball player. And then all of a sudden, my father-in-law is Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge. That's
And
so crazy.
Think of the most cliche song you could sing about Hollywood going back the last 100 years. There's no business like show business. That was her song.
It was.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
she
she's
was,
like the OG.
Yeah.
she was dubbed the undisputed first lady of the musical comedy stage.
Yes, she was.
Ethel, she had a powerful voice and scored leading roles in Anything Goes, Annie Get Your Gun, Gypsy, and Hello Dolly, all on Broadway. And
Wow.
like you said, you've likely heard her singing the songs from the movies Anything Goes and There's No Business Like Show Business. She received a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Musical for her performance in Call Me Madam, a Grammy Award for Gypsy, and a Drama Desk Award for Hello Dolly.
We were edging towards an EGOT, but then it just went.
Yeah. Drama Desk Award.
Yeah. That's like a Cable Ace award for plays.
Yeah, I did under the Drama Desk Award. She had 4 husbands in total, the last of which, fun
once?
fact, she had her first 3 husbands, she would be married to them for like 9 years apiece. Boom, boom, boom. It was like clockwork.
Oh.
Her last husband in 1964, Ernest Borgnine,
Oh my God.
married in 1964, divorced in 1964. So I don't know what the hell happened between them.
Not 9 years, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
I said 9 minutes for that.
Yeah.
9-hour anniversary.
That didn't work out.
Ernest later goes on to play the role of Merman in SpongeBob SquarePants.
That's his most famous role, I think.
Now,
Yes.
is this his version of Disney's Frozen to get away from Ethel Merman? Merman and Merman are spelled the same exact way.
Wow. This is like Jim Carrey's movie, the number 23. There's dumb connections being made.
Yeah, Kyle's going to write a screenplay called Merman.
Do you get it?
The Borgnine story.
I love those connections people make where they explain it to you and then you still don't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah. I need like a dry erase board and to explain this to me.
Well, the reason they came up with Disney's Frozen is to get away from people Googling
I see.
Frozen Disney.
Oh, okay. I got.
And so
I get it now.
Is Ernest Borgnine trying to get away from Ethel Merman?
Right, so
by
when you-
being Merman,
I get it. So
spelled
when
the
you
same
go-
exact way.
When you Google,
You say that's how it goes.
you Google Merman,
Anything goes.
SpongeBob comes up instead of Ethel.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
Yep, there you
And
go.
that's absolutely why he did that.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. Let's tell him it works. It's working here, okay? Let's
Yeah.
move on.
I wonder who else did this. This is actually a serious question. Even, deados out there listening, watching. Can you think of any other examples where someone might have done that to cover up their past so when you Google them, the new thing comes up?
Well, now you can go to like websites that will they fix your identity online, so they'll even create fake websites to push all the other stuff down.
Wow.
If you had like a DUI or
Oh
something
my
from
God.
before, yeah. So maybe this is that version of that. I don't
Wow.
know.
Interesting.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can you wipe out Ethel Merman?
Yeah.
We're on it, kid.
I want her off the internet. I want to scrub. You say?
Yeah. Ethel Merman was apparently like off stage. She was like super vulgar, but people thought she was hilarious. So she was rehearsing for an appearance on the Loretta Young show, and Merman exclaimed, "Where the hell does this go?" And Loretta Young, who was like a devout Catholic, came towards her waving an empty coffee can, saying, "Miss Merman, you said the H word. That'll be 25 cents." To which Merman replied, Tell me, Loretta, how much will it cost me to tell you to go fuck yourself?
Oh my God. She's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was a firecracker, a big personality, but so was Barbara. So, like, it was no coincidence that Robert found her and was attracted.
Oh, okay.
It's like
So,
a personality he was used to being.
He had an
around.
Oedipus complex.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to beg his mom.
Yeah. But again, for Barbara wanting to be in professional theater, to have, the greatest stage actor Broadway has seen at that time, crazy.
Amazing.
But as we've seen in stories like Marilyn Monroe and so many others, when one spouse is an artist and the other is not, doesn't always work out.
No.
Barbara's popularity may have become a point of contention between the two, so Barbara ended up making a move to the West Coast without her husband.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I swear I forgot something.
Yeah. Oh my God, my husband!
Kevin!
He's back in New York City.
New York City!
Oh, jeez.
So they separated, and she went off to work in San Francisco and Los Angeles.
Ooh.
Is there a big acting Broadway scene in San Fran?
Well,
There's
I think
plays.
there was.
Yeah,
She
a
was
lot of plays.
She was the leading a leading actor at the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco for multiple years in a row. And while stage acting is what she always wanted to be a part of, she found her way to the small screen with her first big role in 1971, Season 1, Episode 1 of Columbo with Peter Falk.
Wow.
There was an episode called Murder by the Book. Prime time. This is like a huge step in the right direction for her. Be able to expand her career past the stage to TV and film.
Wow.
Columbo was a incredibly popular show.
Columbo.
Peter Falk is there's one more thing.
Yeah, the killer thinks he's gotten away with it. And they have this whole 10-minute conversation like, well, thanks for answering my questions.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing. Then the guy's like, oh, fuck.
Did you? Yeah.
What
You're
is
under
it?
arrest.
Yeah. Did you shoot this guy last night?
Yeah.
What's under the boat?
Natalie Wood.
Your eye. You're not glass eye. Yeah, Peter Falk had a glass eye. That was well done.
Yeah. This episode was directed by none other than Mr. Steven Spielberg.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Crazy.
Whoa, he's in the episode and the pop culture flash.
Hey, look at that.
That is interesting. That's what he did working up to Jaws.
Yep.
He did Rod Serling's Night Gallery with Joan Crawford. He would do it because then shows like Columbo, they were shot on film. And, it was like 2 or 3 channels.
Yeah.
And so they were like movies, basically.
Yeah.
Huge audience. So that was an incredibly good way to start off a lucrative Hollywood career.
And speaking of lucrative, this is a little thing in the DGA, Directors Guild. People don't know this, but if you direct the first episode of a TV show, like an episodic TV show that goes on for a while, you have so much like of the percentage of the points on that TV show.
Oh, wow.
So you have it even more. Like the guy Larry Charles that did the first Seinfeld episode, he's got like almost as much money as Larry David, I bet. Because
Wow.
you get so much more points if you direct that first episode. Because you're basically establishing how it's going to look and how it's going to, the overall, aesthetic of the entire show moving forward.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that actually makes sense. I thought it was usually an ego move, but think of how many shows where a big-time director will come in and direct the pilot.
Yeah.
They all do it. David
Yeah.
Fincher.
Yeah. Like, I think Jon Favreau came in and did the Orville, that show, the Orville,
Really?
the Seth MacFarlane one, which is, I don't know if that's going to be a big payday for him. But,
Oh, man.
but still, that's why people
Yes.
that come in and do that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It was crazy. 1971 was like such a huge year for her. She did that Columbo episode. She was the one that got murdered. So she was in a writing team with another writer, but she was the talented one. And the other guy hit her over the head with a bottle and killed her so that he could make all the money based off her efforts.
Oh, that sounds like a pretty good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't get... See, if I was an actor, I'd want the one more thing moment with
Yeah.
Columbo.
Yeah. It's almost like that moment in Law and Order where you're the one, like, you're the working class guy that keeps working while they're questioning you.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy too. Yeah, I saw her last night. You know, she came in and then it's a John Mulaney bit, but
Oh, blue shirt lady.
yeah. Look,
What
buddy.
New York City do you live in?
Yeah. Look, buddy. I got a lot of sacks of sand here to move. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly doable, a doable dream considering there's 6 million episodes of Law and Order.
Yeah, that's true too.
She did that episode of Columbo. She went back on Broadway, and through a New York stage acting friend named Jack Klugman,
Ooh.
Oh, he's well known.
Yes.
otherwise known as Oscar from a very popular ABC sitcom, she was able to score a guest star role on The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did a show called Quincy too, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big time actor. And that was, correct me if I'm wrong, that was based on the movie? Yeah, had to have
No, it's
been.
based on the Neil Simon play. The movie
Yeah.
was, and then
Yeah.
they did the movie, and then
And the
that
show.
was based on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they brought it back one more time with Matthew Perry
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, gross.
and Thomas Lennon.
yeah.
You know who directed the pilot of that?
Who?
Steven
Christopher
Spielberg.
Nolan.
So the boosters are just starting to turn on. The rocket hasn't shot off yet, but things are obviously really heating up.
It sounds like a very good, solid acting career, though. If,
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
she's not a household name, but
Yeah.
working with a lot of great people.
Yeah. In 1972 and 73, she was in 2 made-for-TV movies, an episode of The FBI, and an episode of Macmillan and Wife,
Oh.
and then...
That's the one with Rock Hudson.
Yeah.
And
then,
FBI was the show that Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was in FBI. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Dalton.
Rick Dalton, yes.
so she gets the FBI, Macmillan and Wife, and then an ABC after-school special entitled, My Dad Lives in a Downtown Hotel. This is our first clip.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, Joey. What's the matter, man? My parents are getting a divorce. It's tough.
It is tough. Can Joey learn to cope with his parents' divorce? Yes, with their help.
Joey, I love you.
We love you very, very much.
Bo Bridges.
Watch My Dad Lives in a Downtown Hotel, an ABC after-school special.
Quite on the nose, that title.
My dad lives in a downtown hotel.
My dad's a scumbag,
And he's Bo Bridges.
and he doesn't pay his child support.
Yeah.
That's the entire title.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah, the original
my
Get Out.
dirtbag bum piece of crap dad lives in some shitty motel.
My dad lives in a bubble. They merged with the Travolta
Yeah,
TV
he's
movie.
a bubble dad. Next episode is Bubble Dad.
Then it's a sitcom.
Yeah, yeah.
Bosom Bubbles.
Bosom Bubbles Boys, Odd Couple. They just keep combining like these
The
crazy-
Odd Bubble.
The Odd Bubble, yeah. These executives are just going wild. They're just sniffing more and more coke. They're like, yeah, fucking Odd Bubble, yeah.
Make it,
Then-
make it, make
Yeah,
it.
then we bring that in this. Yeah,
And in the background, it's the hustle.
yeah. Put that song in this. Put it in this.
Alejandro's on the poster.
Yeah. He went back in time.
And I stayed back. Yeah. You guys are like, why isn't he here this week?
Yeah.
Oh, he decided
Oh,
to
he's
stay.
time traveling this week.
Yeah, he invented the hustle and stayed.
Yeah. I knew he was going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like irrationally angry about it. I'm like, motherfucker, I knew he was going to do it.
And then the people you tell it to, they're like, okay, what do you want for dinner?
Everyone moves on.
So that 1972 and 73 has some big wins for her as well. In 1974, it's getting even bigger. She gets episodes of Medical Center, Kung Fu with our man,
No.
Mr. Carradine.
Carradine. Wow. David Carradine.
She gets in an episode of Gunsmoke, which is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then makes her big screen debut. Ooh. Alejandro, are you ready for this?
I am just anxious.
In the Robert Altman classic movie.
No, can I guess? I really don't know. I'm trying to think because I've probably seen it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. Is it, wait, what year?
74.
Oh, this would have been, is it California Split?
It is California Split.
Oh.
Yep.
And that's one of your favorite movies, too.
I know. Yeah, she was. She had a small role as a receptionist in California Split,
Okay.
but still, I mean, it's still getting in a Robert Altman movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think she was on her way to getting into bigger things. In 1975, everything changes when she ends up playing a wisecracking sex worker who meets Mary Tyler Moore in jail in an episode of The Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Ooh.
Got a clip here.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd they get you for? Impersonating a Barbie doll.
This came out?
It's very relevant.
I think I'm going to sleep. Which bunk do you want?
Oh, I don't care where I sleep.
I know, that's why you're here.
Oh! Va, 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 boom!
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Whoever
great.
came up with that was like the best writer in the room there.
Yeah.
No, but you can tell she had the chops. Very good comedic timing.
Yeah.
Natural presence.
This episode, obviously, this appearance was supposed to be a one-off, but she was so popular with the cast, the crew, and audience that people wanted her back. The Mary Tyler Moore Show ended up having her back for one more episode, but then they started producing spin-offs like Rhoda, and Cloris Leachman had her own show called Phyllis, which was another spin-off of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And Cloris Leachman, who had worked with Barbara on a film in 1973, actually handpicked Barbara to come in and be cast as the regular on the show Phyllis as her boss.
And didn't Ed Asner get a spinoff too?
I think he might have.
Yeah. Can you imagine a show that has that many spinoffs?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Let's see. Lou Grant, Rhoda, and
Lou
Phyllis.
Grant.
Yeah.
It was called Lou Grant.
Yeah. And they were all successful.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
the other
crazy.
thing. They do spin-offs left and right back in the 70s, but 90% of them would just go nowhere.
Right.
I didn't know until recently that Family Matters in the 90s was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers because the mom worked as an elevator operator in the building that they lived in.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, crazy.
Can I do that?
It's hard to imagine Family Matters without Urkel.
Yeah.
Apparently, the mom hated him, Mary Jo Payton.
Oh, the dad did too.
Oh, so they
it was
all
supposed to be
hated
his
him.
show. And
Yeah.
he was so mad that Urkel got so popular that
Yeah. He just jumps out there. It's like a studio audience, too. He's just crushing.
Yeah.
And you're in the backstage. And it's motherfucking, yeah. And he's hot off a Die Hard, too.
yeah.
Yeah, that he was in the biggest blockbuster of the year, and he comes on set with a brand new sitcom. He's like, "All right, let's see, where are my lines?" And then suddenly, Jaleel White comes in.
Yep.
Did I do that? And then he just puts the script in the garbage. Like, all right,
Yeah.
10 years later. But, like, I would not complain about that.
No.
I'd be like, I'll happily be the guy in the background.
absolutely.
You know, eating donuts, like, from Die Hard and, you know,
Yeah.
making fucking bank.
Yeah. On a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
Exactly.
So yeah, Cloris Leachman loved her so much that even though she was 14 years older than Barbara, she had her play her boss because she plays older too. She has like a deeper, raspier voice, which is
what Barbara does.
Yeah.
because Cloris used to do that too.
yeah,
Like she in the. I know it seems like I'm obsessed with the Beverly Hillbillies. 'Cause I bring it up quite
it
a bit.
seems like
Not this episode yet. This is the first time this episode.
Yeah.
We'll count how many.
But her granny was a bit older.
yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
So she played the grandma in Beverly Hillbillies?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Cloris Leachman. Yeah,
Yeah.
The movie.
I know so
Yes.
much about this movie now.
yeah. I don't even have to see it. I wasn't gonna.
But you should. Did I mention Dabney Coleman is in it?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then I will see it.
It's Alejandro's Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
He loves it.
So she's living her dream life now. She has finally got a main role in a TV show that's going to be huge. They expect it to be really big.
Which
expect
one?
it to be real big. Phyllis.
Oh, yeah, Phil, gotcha.
Yeah. So she is an everyday player in this TV show.
Yeah.
And she had moved to LA. She was living in Topanga Canyon. She was a sober vegetarian spiritualist. So just a true bohemian. She was right place, everything she ever wanted in her life.
She went full California when she
Full
came in.
Cali.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even when she was in New York City, they knew her as like always burning incense and
Kind of a bohemian type.
reading tarot cards
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah,
And
spiritual.
yeah.
That's impressive because A lot of people in New York theater are hard drinkers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
drinkers and
that's
just
true.
very in your face,
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, insane is a good word.
Yeah, but she was like very loose and not high strung at all. And, so yeah, living in Topanga Canyon, she had some cachet in the business now. So she started teaching acting at a school in Palms on the west side of LA County near Culver City in Venice.
What's side?
West Side. She had a group of students that loved being taught by her. Barbara even started dating one of her students.
Okay.
Oh,
Hot for teacher.
Little James Franco situation going on here.
Well, this guy's name is James Kiernan.
Oh, wow.
Really? Any relation?
Yeah.
She's not all clean.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? You fall in love, you fall in love. You can't help who you fall in love with.
Yeah.
Okay.
The heart doesn't know what it wants to do. I don't know.
What are you, Woody Allen now?
Yeah.
The heart doesn't know, what it's doing.
It knows no race
Yeah.
or age.
Or daughter. It's my daughter. I married my daughter.
Or bloodline.
I adopted my own next wife. Okay. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not trying to beat around the bush anymore. Okay.
I'm just trying to beat around her bush.
Yeah, if you know what I mean. the crowd's everyone's emptied out of the his last stand-up.
Wow. Okay, so Barbara is porking her student.
Yes.
Porking, that's a good word.
James Kiernan. I mean, she was a big believer in fate and right place, right time. And so,
Yeah.
She's like, your dick
Yeah.
is in the right place.
Yeah, in this bush. Don't beat around it. Just go right in, okay?
Pay no heed.
Yeah. It's kismet, okay?
So one night after class on July 24th, 1975, everything was business as usual. They had class and they all congregated outside of the school, people smoking cigarettes, laughing, telling stories, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Everything's great. Eventually all the students go to their cars, and just as Barbara and James are finishing up and heading to their car, a white van screeches to a halt right in front of them. Two men jump out of the van and run at Barbara and James with guns drawn. Witnesses said they heard loud shouting by a man or two, and then two quick gunshots. Barbara was shot once in the chest and the shoulder and died instantly.
What?
James had been gravely injured after also only being shot one time, but he survived long enough to be questioned by police on who did this to them. He said he had no idea who the guys were. He had never seen them in his life, and he died within hours after being shot.
Man.
Who was able to give all that information?
Yeah, he told him it was a white van. It was two guys. Didn't know who they were. Had no idea why they were targeted. But
that's actually quite cinematic.
Yeah.
That scene where someone's dying and then they're able to give out the last piece of information.
Yeah, like Kaiser Sose.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no attempt to rob them. So the police were like, it was either a personal attack or a random drive-by shooting. But if it was personal, why wouldn't they have been robbed?
No, but yeah, if it was like a random drive-by, like what? No way. Like what they're gonna? Unless it's like it's that Barry from the TV show Barry. Like it's like a hit. It's like an organized hit.
It sounds
clearly.
like a hit.
Yeah,
that it was targeted.
It sounds like it, but the problem is this was a part of a crime spree that these two had been committing that night. So they had stolen.
But what's the? You'll get to it, but if it's a crime spree, aren't they looking to get something out of it? Because this one, what are they getting out of it?
They had stolen from people, beat people up, robbed some other people, and in total killed 3 people in the span of 40 minutes in this neighborhood. They just went crazy.
Like that Elliot Rodger guy in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Who just started shooting up the fraternity, or not the sorority houses.
Yeah. Is that the incel because no one was having sex with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this, it's like, there was no rhyme or reason to the people who were killed weren't connected. It was an old lady that was killed besides these two. And yeah, the people who were robbed, like, why didn't they rob everybody?
Right.
Why did they only rob a couple people?
Exactly.
And then kill 3 people and not kill the other people that they robbed.
Unless it is a serial killer situation, because then those questions go out the window. Why was
but
Ted
ran-
Bundy doing it? Why
but-
was anybody, murdering for fun?
Yeah,
but there's usually more finesse when the serial killers do it.
True.
This is just a wild, just shoot it in
Right.
broad daylight.
a serial killer would almost be offended by this because there's no rhyme or reason or MO. There's no.
Yeah.
They have like a philosophy behind them.
But not the mass shooters, like the guy at McDonald's in the 80s.
But that's a newer development. That started a couple years ago, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out there that there may be somewhere on the serial killer scale.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was just two deranged people who had no rhyme or reason and just wanted to cause havoc.
Okay.
There were
the
6
Joker.
Yeah. There were 6 men arrested in the coming weeks, all of which that had alibis that checked out. Everyone was released, and the pair has never been caught.
What?
This is unsolved to this day.
Are you kidding me?
Holy crap.
They have no idea who did this.
Oh my god! I don't even know what. Well, this during the 70s was like the most violent decade the U.S. has seen in a very long time.
True.
Yeah.
The 80s it got a little bit better. 90s even better. Like we're at a point now where if we had the crime of the 70s today, it would be like chaos.
Yeah.
New York was chaos in the 70s.
Oh
for
my
sure.
God,
Like Son
yeah.
of Sam. and-
Yeah, L.A. was nothing in comparison.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was just bad luck for them, getting out of class that day and
And just happened to be on this street. These guys went flying by.
This is in the Palms neighborhood of L.A.?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Palms is like, a nice area.
yeah, that's like getting struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Just a horrible tragedy and completely rotten luck.
Yeah.
They didn't suspect her husband or anything, or the husband that she left on the East Coast
No.
to
No, I think they might have suspected it, but he was never brought in or anything. I think because they knew that they had a string of other attacks in the area.
But that would be perfect cover too if he had a couple of people go around and like kill multiple people around.
Yeah. That's true too.
Almost too smart for someone like him, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. The police, they were pissed. They reluctantly had to let all the guys that they arrested go.
Man.
And to this day, they're
Nothing.
still have no idea.
They have no idea at all.
Her sister Renee always, hoped that the police would solve the murders, but she does believe in karma and feels like the killers have already been caught and put in jail for other crimes.
That's
okay.
possible. Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice thought.
Yeah.
Well, if you're like that and you're running and gunning and being crazy, chances are you're going to run up against law enforcement at some other time.
Yeah. Just like Woody Harrelson's dad.
Yeah.
You're going to keep
that
doing
guy
it.
was- and usually drugs is involved. Like Woody Harrelson's dad was like a huge cokehead. Maybe these people were just, drugs were also crazy in the 70s and they drove people nuts, and maybe that's what was going on too.
Yeah, they said, they put it out there. If you have any information on the murders of Barbara Colby or her companion, James Kiernan, do not hesitate to contact the L.A. Police Department at 213-473-0476 or contact Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-800-222-TIPS.
And that comes out to hot cops. If you spell it out on the phone.
I can't believe that there wouldn't be a cousin, friend of a friend through the years that someone might have a little information on this.
Yeah.
My cousin drives this white van, and him and his buddy
Yeah.
are doing crazy stuff these days.
And they had these hot weapons that day that looked
Yeah.
like they had been fired. They had
Yeah.
blood on them.
Absolutely.
That's got to be the worst feeling when your loved one is murdered and you can't catch the person. I know it happens a lot, but
Well, I have a tiny thing in the back of my head because I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the toolbox killers.
No.
They were like killers. They would sadistically and brutally like rape girls and torture them. But they drove a white van, and it was 2 guys that just drove around the city picking people up and sadistically torturing and killing them. And that was, just a few years after.
Man. Yeah, it's like crazy, just random acts of violence from crazy people.
what's
like
the
this.
scariest thing in the world, isn't it? The
Yeah.
idea of a
Well,
random act of violence.
Well, it's kind of like me when I got hit by the car and the person got away.
True.
Yeah.
If I haven't explained this before, I got hit by a car while walking in Boston. and I had my hip, pelvis, and legs broken, laying in the middle of the street, and the person just drove off and got away.
Jeez.
Yeah, sad story.
So if you know anything,
out
there,
if you were around Brighton, Oak Square in Boston in 2005, call me. Don't call hot cops. Call me.
Yeah.
And I want to hear about it. Yeah. If you saw a white Volkswagen Jetta driving away from a scene of a crime, let me know.
Jesus Christ.
Hit me up.
Wow.
R.I.P. Barbara Colby. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So they had shot 3 episodes of Phyllis. They didn't air until September of that year. Cloris Leachman was so upset that she obviously wanted to pay tribute to her friend and say on the 3rd episode, this is the last time you'll see Barbara Colby. She was tragically killed. We loved her. She was family here, blah, blah, blah. But the bigwigs at CBS were like, hey, baby, this is a feel-good show. We don't want to bring anybody down. This is comedy. So
yeah. And they were in constant movement like that, too.
Yeah, they were like, come on, baby. They said no to that. They scrapped it from the show. And
oh, my God.
They never mentioned that she died or anything. The part was recast and filled in by Liz Torres and played the same exact character. There was not even a joke like, oh, you look different today or anything. It was just
that's
business
insane.
As usual. So just
and was there a tribute though, like a text in one of
or
the
like
episodes?
No, they cut that.
Or like a freeze frame at the end. Rest in peace, our friend.
I mean, even at the end of the credits.
No, they didn't want to bum anybody out.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they bummed me out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people would assume that the actors just wanted too much money. That's why they got rid of them. And this is a woman who's brutally murdered randomly on the streets of Los Angeles. They give nothing for.
Yeah,
and there's no TMZ or internet at that time, so I could see a bunch of people just not even realizing ever what happened to her. Like, what happened to that funny lady from Mary Tyler Moore?
Oh,
Yeah,
she got murdered in 1975.
Jesus, that was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy. So just recast, business as usual, never mentioned anything. I think that's so brutal.
Yeah. That must have been, and she had a hit show and she's teaching classes. She's doing her student. She must have been in a good mood.
She was about to explode.
She's
like her
Gene
career was
Cousineau.
about to take off.
Oh, her career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And come.
Oh my God. How old was she when she died?
36.
Damn, man. She was just hitting her stride at 36. Late bloomer.
That gives me the willies that I don't even want to say that, but it made me feel old. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She turned 36 in just 21 days before.
Yeah.
So she was 35 essentially. It's crazy.
Man.
Her wake was actually in Santa Monica, and it was crazy because at the same time she had her wake, in the same funeral home was the 3rd woman who was killed in that attack. And her family was like freaking out, like, oh my God, this actually really happened to this woman, because Mary Tyler Moore and Cloris Leachman and all these famous people were showing up to, pay their respects, and the other family couldn't believe that they were like in the same
these names that they were getting
room as these people. Yeah, like what is going on?
Wow.
And that's when it really hit them, like, oh my God.
Well, like some of the funeral homes have like multiple rooms, and
yeah,
I feel like I would have just like, I love Uncle Ted, but I want to dip over to this room here to see some of these famous people.
Go meet Mary Tyler Moore.
There's
real
a
quick.
CBS executive with that. I'm gonna slip him a script. I think.
Yeah, give him a piece of my mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I bet having people chew them up, but they were like, "Hey, it's all good, man.
Hey, buddy."
They're still in constant movement and like feeling good.
Jeez.
Yeah, but after all, R.I.P. to Barbara Colby.
Yeah, and every other Barbara.
Gone too soon.
All the Barbaras.
James Kiernan as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just
up and coming actor and
up and coming actor, just having a nice relationship with his acting teacher.
All right, Mark, let it go.
What?
So they were fucking each other. Big deal.
I didn't say it was. I had no problem with it. You know, it's not a James Franco situation. I'm not saying that.
Consenting adults here.
Exactly.
If it was a Tales from the Crypt Keeper would have been like, he was an up-and-coming actor, but turns out his biggest part was... on the street.
Like a first draft crep keeper. He just didn't have it all worked out yet.
Not at all.
Line.
Line.
Oh, the fucking crypt keeper can't remember his lines ever.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Barbara Colby was on Phyllis. Then she got filled up.
All right, we'll just give you 20 minutes, crypt keeper.
With her students come.
And then she
also
was shot.
a bullet.
Oh, boy. Well, R.I.P. again.
He went down into 6 feet under in the ground on her. I don't know.
Do we want to... Sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
That might be my new favorite character, is first draft crypt keeper.
Yeah, that's something to work out on open mic night for sure.
Yeah, that's a side thing we'll do, yeah. But you dress up in full crypt keeper just to do this bit?
Yeah, like really authentic makeup to look like the crypt keeper.
For 5 minutes of open mic time.
Yeah. Rick Baker does your makeup for the chuckle stage.
For the Ha Ha Cafe open mic at 7 o'clock.
Why, hello, ladies and ghouls.
This was totally worth it for me. They make you pay your $5 afterwards in the crypt keeper costume. Ooh, that was a good set.
Yeah.
You sure I have to pay? Can I get a real spot at some point? They're like, no.
And then he starts malfunctioning the act like it doesn't make sense. Like, Barbara Colby. Or should we say Barbara Pepperjack? And everyone kind of laughs, so they're like, I don't get it.
Yeah. And they shoot you in the parking lot.
Sorry, that was rather cheesy. Bang!
Oh, boy.
They just say, breathe, and then they die.
She could really melt hearts.
Oh, my God. Well crafted murder. Like they just keep like pelting it with bullets, just riddling it. Just
with all those holes in her, she was more like Barbara Swiss.
Just more bullets. They restock. They just they reload.
Reloaded. I reloaded. Yet no witnesses. No one can identify.
He can't kill you, and he just kills himself.
I gotta go to church. I've never felt so holy. It's like, I can't take it anymore.
The cops come, and they start shooting him, too.
Yeah.
It's like 20 people shooting. Still doing cheese puns.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm shredded.
After it's dead, they're like, we got him. Even the cops and the robbers high five. And then he comes out with, I'm shredded. How about you?
Oh, shit.
First draft, Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a spin-off. Speaking of spin-off, that's going to be a spin-off of this episode, I think.
Yes. That is all for this episode.
Yeah.
All right. I have a review.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I have a nice word from a new fan. Emily. She said, I had a very bad day, and the three of you always cheer me up. Aww. This is my favorite podcast because it has the perfect blend of comedy, pop culture, and entertainment.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Emily.
Ringing endorsement right there.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, I love that.
So anyway, we appreciate all of you. Please review us wherever you can. On Spotify, all you have to do is choose 5 stars. That's it. It takes a second.
But on iTunes, give us 5 stars and then add a couple words.
Yeah.
Or letters.
Comment on YouTube. Sign up for our Patreon. You can get a free trial to our Patreon now. Come on.
Yes.
There's so many things on there that you haven't seen or heard yet on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. So that's it. It's our story. We're sticking to it. And until next time,
don't go dying on us.
Bye.
You have just heard
a true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The Movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.